Hi, in this video, I'm going to introduce another concept of circle, which is the equation of tangent and normal to a circle. I will going through the concept by using this question. Find the equation of tangent and normal of the circle, of this circle at this particular point. Means that this point is actually on the circle, and we're going to find the equation of tangent and normal at this point. Right, so let's see how to finding the equations and normal at this point. All right. So as we know that, I was drawing a circle. So I'm going to show you geometrically what is the meaning of tangent and normal. So as based on this is a general equation of a circle, right? So from this general equation, we can identify the center and the radius, right? We can identify the center and the radius. Very important. Once you see a general equation of a circle, so usually we will try to find out what is the center and the radius. So as you can compare this with the formula of x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0. So identify the value of g. So as I comparing 2g, make sure this is 1, 2g is negative 6, and 2f will be negative 10, right? And your c will be negative 82. I have identified all the values, right? So now the most important thing will be I'm going to find the value of g, which will be negative 3, and the value of f here is negative 5. Right? So, as I know that the center, the formula for center, if using the general equation of a circle, it will be negative g, negative f, right? From the previous derivation of this formula. So there I know that the center of this circle will be negative g. Negative of the g will become negative become positive 3, right? Negative f, alright? So will become positive 5. So I have already know the center of the circle. So I think this question not going to finding the radius. So I keep so I'm not going to discuss to finding the radius here, because the most important thing here is I want to find the equation of tangent and normal at this point, right? So let's look at this diagram. This diagram here. So we have a point, right? A point on a circle, which is negative 1, negative 5, right? Because they said find the equation of the circle at this point. So means that this point is on the circle. So the equation of tangent here means that a line that touch the circle at this point, right? Touch the circle at this point, or we say that the line intersect the circle at only one point, at which is this point. So this will be the tangent, the line of tangent. The question here is asking us to find the equation of tangent, and normal. What is normal? Normal means that this the dotted line here will be the normal. So if this is a tangent, there will be a normal passing through the center of the circle. This is a concept of circle. If this is a circle, right, and this is a point of contact between the line and the circle, so definitely when you draw a normal, a perpendicular line, a normal passing through this point, they will definitely passing through the center of the circle. This is the property of circle. So now we know that this normal and this tangent are perpendicular to each other. This is the first concept here. So to finding the equation of tangent, alright, equation of tangent. So I just label this to be tangent. Equation of tangent. So we have to identify the gradient of the tangent, right? Because to find the equation of tangent, we have to using the formula of y equals to mx plus c. In my video, I will using all y equals to mx plus c. So how to finding the gradient here? So we can't find the gradient of the tangent. So at first we must find the gradient of the normal, right? The gradient So means that the gradient of the normal, which is also denoted by CS, between C and S. So the formula for gradient, right, as you're very familiar, the formula for gradient, I was taking the y1 minus with y2 divided by x, right, x minus with x1 minus with x2, right. So which gives me 10 divided by 4, which is 5 over 2, right. Means that the gradient, okay, for the normal here, so I label this to be M2, alright, for explanation. So your M2 will be 5 over 2, right, 5 over 2. So how about the gradient for tangent? I label this to be M1, the gradient of tangent. So from your knowledge of geometric coordinate that you learn in additional maths, you know that the gradient for this line and the gradient for this line, if you multiply, you are getting a -1. Because why? Because these two lines are perpendicular to each other. So which I can say that M1 multiply M2 is equal to -1. Very important concept here. So where your M1 multiply, I want to find the gradient of the tangent. So, and I have 5 over 2 equals to -1. From here, I can getting M1 to be -2 over 5, right? So means that the gradient for the tangent is -2 over 5. So I want to find the equation of tangent. So I have already know the M. So which is y equals to, this is the gradient of tangent, -2 over 5 x, right, 2 over 5x plus with c. So after we find the gradient, we're going to find the y-intercept, the c here. So as I also knowing that this tangent is passing through this point, right? I cannot choosing this point because this tangent is not passing through here. This tangent is passing through this point, right? It's passing through S. So I can put the value of x and y into here, right, to find the value of c. Means that I can substitute y with -5 and x to be -1 plus c. So I can find c -5. So this one will be negative, positive 2 over 5, positive 2 over 5, negative with 2 over 5 when it move over there. So then we can calculate the value of c, which will be -27 over 5, right? So therefore the equation of tangent, right? Equation of tangent at S is, so we can rewrite this one to be y equals to mx plus c, right? So this will be the equation of tangent, right? So I already find the gradient of tangent. Definitely we can also find the gradient of the normal. Alright, now after we finding the equation of tangent, we can find also the equation of normal line, right? Of normal at S, right? At this point S here. Same thing, it's still a straight line, so we are still using mx plus c. So definitely we have already know our M2, right? This will be the equation of normal. This is tangent and this will be normal. So the gradient for normal will be 5 over 2 x plus c. So same thing, we want to find the value of c, but for normal you can either using this point or this point, right? Do you know why? Because the normal is passing through this point of contact and also passing through the center. You can using this one or this one to finding the value of c. But for tangent, you only can using this point, right? So now, never mind, I say using the same point. So I'm using y to be -5 over 2x, -1 plus c. So I have -5 equals to -5 over 2 plus c, as c will be -5 plus with 5 over 2, right? -5 plus, which will give you -5 over 2. Therefore, the equation of normal, right? Equation of normal at S is y equals to m, right? 5 over 2x plus c, negative 5 over 2. This will be the equation of normal for this circle at S. Alright, hope you can understand the methods of finding the equation of normal and tangent at a point on the circles. Right, let's go for another examples. Alright, continues with these examples. So find the equation of tangent and normal to the circle of the circle. This is the circle, and this will be the question will be giving you the standard equation of the circle, right? The difference between this and just now will be the general equation, and this will be the standard equation. So standard equation is a lot easier because you can find the center directly by observe this, right? So the center, right? Negative 3 will become 3 and positive 4 will become negative 4, right? So this will become your center. So 3 and negative 4, right? So, and at this point, right, at the point of J 2, 2, which this point J is on the circle, right, with this equation here. So, very easy. If you have a standard equation, you can find the center just by reverse this sign here. Negative 3 become positive 3 and positive 4 become negative 4. You can get the center. So now, of course, you want to find the equation of tangent. Tangent means that a line that touches the circle at this point. Means only touching at one point, right? At this particular point, so this is a tangent. If I draw a normal that passing through this point, passing through the normal that passing through this point, definitely they were giving you 90 degree here, and also this normal were definitely passing through the center of the circle with the properties of geometry, right? So of course now we have I label this to be M1 as the gradient for the tangent and M2 as the gradient for the normal. So at first I need to find the gradient of the normal, right? The gradient of the normal. Because why? I need the gradient of the normal in order to find the gradient of the tangent. Because here we only have 1 point, but for the normal we have 2 points, right? So means that the gradient between the points C and J, so which is I getting the y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2, right? y1 minus 2, 3 minus 2. So we have negative 6, right? So the gradient is negative 6 for this. So how to find the gradient of tangent, right? This is the most important concept here. So this is a normal and this is your tangent. So how to find the gradient of tangent? Very simple. Because why? The gradient, and for this gradient, these two lines is actually perpendicular to each other. So based on geometric coordinates, you have learned M1 multiply M2 have to be negative 1, right? So your M1 will be the gradient of tangent, and gradient of normal will be negative 6, right? So, and by this you were getting the gradient of tangent, right? So easily you can find the equation of tangent. Equation of tangent, which I will using the formula of y equals to mx plus c. So y and m, the gradient for tangent, remember, is m1, the gradient for tangent, which is 1 over 6x plus c. And next you are finding the value of c. So definitely this tangent is only passing through one point, which is j, right? It's a given point will be j 2, 2. So I substitute the 2 here to find the value of c. Means that c will be 2 minus with 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3, right? 3 times 2, 6, 6 minus 1, 5 over 3. So therefore the equation of tangent, right? The equation of tangent at point J is y equals to 1 over 6x plus with 5 over 3, right? So this will be the equation of tangent at this point on the circle. Alright, let's continue by finding the equation of normal at J. Alright, so it's same thing, it's still a straight line, which is mx plus c, but the gradient now will be the M2, right? The gradient for the normal, negative 6x, right? The gradient of the normal here between these 2 points. So plus C. To find the value of C, we can using any 2 points, right? And tangent only can using this point, and normal is passing through these 2 points. We can using any point here. So usually I will using 2, 2. So I substitute 2, negative 6 times 2 plus with C. From here I getting C to be 12. 12 plus 2, moving there become 14, right? So the equation of normal for this case, the equation normal at J is y equals to negative 6x plus with 14, right? A very simple concept of tangent and normal, right? So you have to know the procedure of finding the tangent and normal, right? Hope you understand, and see you in the next video for the next concept of circle.